Hello again, everyone. See, today we're going to show you a new garage that we're getting built. Started on it this morning pretty early, about 9 o'clock. See some of the equipment there, and they do have most of the posts in the ground. Inspector came out and okayed the holes that they dug, made sure they were deep enough. This garage is going to be 28 wide across the front here, 28 feet, 2 garage doors, and 32 feet deep, so be a good size. Even with a larger vehicle pulled in, we'll still have plenty of room in the front and behind the vehicle. Pretty professional crew doing this. You can see the strings they have when they squared the building up before they bored the holes. On their little skid steer, they have a post hole attachment on it. It's right there. That thing made short work of those holes. They probably dug, I think if I counted right, there's 14 holes and 2 more to dig, but they dug those in probably 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. Didn't take long. We trimmed our tree earlier in the week, and I think even though I trimmed it, I'm still going to have that limb right there. Probably going to hang down close to the roof of the building, which is, it's not a problem. I mean, it won't hurt anything, but we'll see on the sides there whether I've trimmed enough. I think I have, but we'll see. They took a lunch break, so assuming they'll be back later on today and probably get some of the framing put up. He told me probably put the trusses up tomorrow, so that'd be for another day. Oh, watch this guy unload this trailer full of lumber. He got rollers underneath the lumber, and tilt the trailer up and it just rolls off, I guess.
Yeah, the trailers they got now, they amaze me.
That's pretty
Like
neat.
the guy delivers the metal, he'll have 30 and 40 foot metal, and he just eases out from under it and puts the boards under it. Not a one broke. Okay, you did good.
You can see the crew has the band boards at the ground already put on, and now they're starting to put on the boards that the trusses will set on. And these are double boards, one on the outside of the post, one on the inside. And you'll notice here he's cutting the post off, and then he saves that piece that he cuts off, and you'll see why here later. And he takes that piece of post that he cut off and he's putting it down in between the 2 boards, fastens it, and in between every 2 posts he'll do that. That just gives a truss something to set against and makes this building a lot stronger. Looks like they have most of the stringers up on each side. Still have the back to do, but I think they leave the back and the front open so they can put the trusses up. Here they're bringing in the truss that goes on the very front of the building. It has OSB already fastened to it because it's going to get some vinyl up in the eave. And the building's pretty much ready for the metal and the vinyl in the front eave there. They do still have to put in 3 window openings and windows, and then 1 door, entrance door opening. But that won't take them long to do that. You'll notice the Z braces they have there on the walls on the back and the side, so that makes the building stronger too. We're ready for metal. Be white metal on the side walls, front and the back, and we'll have vinyl shakes up in the eave in the very front, and we're using a brown metal on the roof. The concrete man's been here. He's brought 1 load of rock, and he brings a rock in a trailer that he has. Got like 2-foot sides on it, and he loads rock in it, brings it in. Nice getting the job done. Puts a tarp down there to kind of protect the pavement somewhat. The only issue we've got is back here. They're supposed to put another band board at least on these last 2 posts, and then the first 3 going up this side. The Amish guys are supposed to be back first of the week, Monday, Tuesday, whenever. Haven't heard for sure, but to put the metal on, it's all over here. Got brown corners, brown ridge cap. Starting on the roof this morning. Got the insulation on. They're putting the metal on the other side. Here with the screw guns. And here is after a day of work. They left about 4 o'clock today. All the roof's done, except for 1 little piece of ridge cap right back there. And the fellow forgot about the overhang, and he didn't get enough ridge cap, so we got to get 1 more piece of it. Entrance doors in. I was looking at some of the detail that they do on the trim piece that goes up the fascia there. Look at the end of it where they bend it down. And back wall not finished yet, but the right and left wall are, with the windows and door in. Here's this front ridge cap. I want to show you the detail here if I can zoom in. That's as far as I can zoom, but anyway, it's folded over. You can see they folded over the top. Concrete man does have some rock in, but he needs another decent load to fill this in, and he's got to cut the drive here all the way across and pour the concrete down to the asphalt. Slopes it. They're going to slope it in here in the front. But I like what they've done. They're doing a really good job. See nothing at all wrong with what they've done so far. And you'll notice there's a combination F and J channel up there for the soffit and for the side walls of the metal. And then here at the bottom there's a trim piece that goes along the bottom edge of the metal. There's the front. It's finished with the metal around the garage doors. we'll get vinyl there on the eave. They're going to try to get the metal finished on the front and the back today. And concrete man just brought a load of rocks, so he's planning on pouring either tomorrow or Thursday. I think that's what he told me, but anyway, it'll be done this week, he said. So we're making progress, looking pretty good. And the workers are gone for the day, so I've been putting on some shutters on the two windows here. It's the same style shutters as our house has. You see them on the end of the garage and on the side. I think the shutters help in making it blend in with the house. Concrete man's been working today. Like he's got about enough gravel in here, or rock, to pour the floor. He does have to cut the asphalt out here in the front. You're supposed to cut it along the front edge and then pour the concrete down to it. The concrete will be up to about the top of that plate there that you see. The board should be completely up under the door here, the side entrance door. He told me he'd be pouring it tomorrow, so we'll see if they get it all done. I hope they do. We'll get this part of the new garage taken care of. I'm trying to stay out of the way. They're getting ready to pour the floor. There's the concrete truck. They got all the concrete poured that they're going to need, and he's floating it down now. Gosh, you can reach 20 feet with that, or can't you?
Oh, I got enough to go all.
Really?
I'm getting ready to go all the way to the end.
You can go 40 feet then.
Yeah.
Wow. And the drain's in the middle there. Just slope it to it. They're working on it. And here's the floor after they poured the concrete and have it floated down. He said it'd be a couple of hours before they could come back and finish it with a trial machine. Make it smooth, give it that smooth finish. And the drain's right there in the middle, and he'll slope the floor to that drain. You can kind of tell there now the way it's sloped into the center. Well, the Amish are finished with the metal, and floor's been poured, so it's finished. The Amish weren't comfortable with putting the vinyl shakes up in the eave here, so I'm going to do that. You see I've already got a starter strip up. I done the shakes on our house, those up in the eave and on the opposite end of the house there. So they're not hard to do. They're just a thicker vinyl material. A little harder to cut, but works the same way. There's piece number one of the shakes up. So I'll go all the way across, get the first row done, and then just a matter of row after row then. Well, I was able to finish the eave with the vinyl shakes today. Been kind of raining off and on, starting to pick up a little bit right now, but was able to get it done. And I did the shakes because the Amish were kind of unfamiliar with how they go on, so I just made a deal with the contractor that I would put the shakes on. Where the concrete man made this transition from the door out to the driveway, kind of a rough edge here, see. So I think I'm going to try to saw through the asphalt. This is what I'm going to use. I bought this diamond segmented blade. It's supposed to cut concrete asphalt with it. I bought this saw at a yard sale a few years ago, and it had been dropped. And you can see where I patched it right there. It runs okay, but I don't know. I've never tried this before, so I plan on just letting the guide set up against the concrete like that. Well, there's my first cut across the asphalt, and it looks like it done a pretty good job. Well, that saw really worked well. In fact, they even sawed the concrete, made a fresh edge on it. That leaf out of there, we don't need that. And I cleaned the ditch out, and then I put some small rock in the very bottom. And then I've got this pothole filler, and it really spreads out pretty well. See what I'm doing here. That transition area there, and this is what I'm taping it with. Just made that old landscape timber and put a handle on it. Here's the finished transition. And hopefully I've got some slope on it out here where we're running the water over to there. So once I get the sealer on, that should take care of it. Getting a final building inspection today too, so I don't know of any issues. Hope that'll go well and we'll get a final approval on the building. So when we get the garage doors and get them installed, and the gutters, they're coming next week to do the gutters on both sides, and that should take care of the outside. And I'm inside the new garage on the floor and putting on some sealer today. This floor is pretty rough. You can see the swirl marks in it. Not a very good job of finishing the floor, but that's over with. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on a couple of coats of sealer. That'll make it smoother. It won't make it look any better, but it will make it easier for me to sweep and clean out, hose out. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm actually using this sealer, this Eagle brand. It does have a little bit of a brown tint, as you can see there. And I think that makes the floor look a little better. So I'm going to get working on this, and I'll show you some progress as I move along. Well, that's one coat of sealer. Still a pretty rough floor, but I'm going to put another coat of this sealer and put a coat of clear on top of that. Smooth it out some, at least where I can sweep it. Well, I decided to add a decorative finish to the floor. I already sealed it, and while it's sweepable now, it still looks rough with swirls in it and just doesn't look very good. So I'm putting this color flake finish. See, I've got about 8 feet on that side finished, working my way to this corner. And all it is just just color flakes, and put the sealer on in a section, then I spread the flakes on top. And you go back with a top coat of sealer that seals the flakes in. I like it. It's going to cover up a lot of those dips and defects in the concrete, and looks a lot better. I actually put this stairs up this morning. I like that. It worked out well. Fits good. It's actually a Louisville ladder stairway. It's got an aluminum ladder on it instead of the old wooden steps. And you see it closes very well. Getting tight up there, so I like that.
Well, this morning we drove a little north to Menards to get our garage doors for our detached
At the light, turn left
garage.
onto Preston Crossings Boulevard.
And we ordered these doors on September the 8th. And today is October the 24th. So it took quite a while to get these doors here, and they weren't even
Proceed
custom
to the
ordered
route.
doors. So
Proceed
we're anxious to see what we
Proceed to the
have.
route.
Well, they're loading up our 6 boxes into the back of the truck. That pallet had some other folks' stuff on it too. Time to strap it down to help hold it in place and head back home. Alright, it's strapped down, ready to go, and we're headed home. Lots of supplies in the box here. Alright, time to move the door into the opening.
This old was a little wider than the other one. It's probably this one. Sure. Must be the other. All right, I'm right at the edge of. Okay. Yep. Good.
I don't know how level it is, but that's sitting better than.
And you put a nail to hold the panel in so that it doesn't fall out into your wood frame. And check for level.
Good.
Okay, the fourth panel's up. It took about 30 minutes, I do believe, but they've got the midsection all screwed in.
This was about to.
Okay, the right side has been put together and time to install to the right side of the door. So you can see there was a few on that bracket, the flag bracket. Okay, I think this is called a tension rod, maybe?
Tension spring.
Tension spring,
It's a torsion spring, it's called.
torsion spring.
This spring
It's-
here, you wind it like the one we've already put up. See how tight it is?
Not from here, but that's
Well,
okay.
these are really tight, and that pulls the weight of the door. Lifts the weight of the door.
And then these things here,
That's the adjuster. It's a self-winder, it's called. You just put
so it was in multiple pieces. We had the rod, and this was a separate piece. This was a separate piece that clipped on spring.
That's the very bottom hole in there.
I think that was a separate piece. Or maybe that was part of the spring.
Yeah, your big bolt goes through it.
And then these were separate.
Hang on, just bottom up.
And then eventually, the spring rod will help tighten the tension on this cable. And there is a left and a right on this tension spring rod.
You'll be way far away, ain't you? Okay. Everyone can see it.
And it's set. Okay, and then you use an Allen wrench or a T-wrench to tighten. So a wrench to tighten up the tension spring to lock that thing down so it stays in place.
Ready to start winding? Yeah.
All right, I got the drill.
Oh, yeah. How was it staying there?
Okay, we've installed one door, know what to do, and we're ready to install the second door.
And out here on a rainy morning, here's the completed outside of the garage. There's our barn quilt on the side. We're really happy with the way the garage turned out. Blends in well with our house. We're very pleased with it. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, and we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel. Thanks.